Both the Premier League and the Champions League are well underway, but in today's video, we're going to combine the two into one competition. Because today, guys, the Premier League is going to be in the new Champions League format. Would the same big clubs still be considered favorites, or maybe clubs like Aston Villa, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Wolves, Bournemouth, maybe even Everton be able to win the Premier League just because the format is different? Let me quickly explain to you how it's going to work. We're going to sim one full season in the Premier League, and that will determine our standings for the knockout rounds. The top 12 clubs will automatically qualify for the round of 16, while clubs 13th to 20th will play in a one-match playoff for the last 4 spots in the round of 16. So we'll have 13th play 20th, 14th versus 19th, 15th versus 18th, and then 16th versus 17th. That'll give us a full round of 16 with 2 sides of the bracket, the left and the right. Then we'll have one-match knockouts in the round of 16, in the quarterfinals, in the semifinals, and then we're gonna crown the Premier League champion. Legit, the format just like the Champions League. Okay, the Premier League season is over, guys, and the standings will determine how our knockout fixtures will look like. The top 12 teams automatically qualify for the round of 16. In first, it was Arsenal. Second, Manchester City. Third, Liverpool. Fourth, Spurs. Fifth will go to Newcastle. Sixth will go to Manchester United. Seventh will go to Chelsea. Eighth will go to Wolves. Wolves automatically qualify for the round of 16. Ninth, West Ham United. 10th, Crystal Palace. 11th, Brighton. And the last and final club that will automatically earn a spot in the round of 16, it will go to Aston Villa, which means the knockout fixtures for the last 4 spots in the round of 16 will be as follows. It will be Ipswich Town versus Southampton, 13th versus 20th. 14th place Leicester City will play 19th place Bournemouth. 15th place Forest versus 18th place Everton, and then 16th place Fulham will take on 17th place Brentford. Let's find the last 4 remaining clubs that will go into the round of 16 via the play-in matches. 13th place Ipswich Town versus 20th place in Southampton. 1 will go to the round of 16. 1 will be eliminated. It is Ipswich Town that is eliminated. Southampton, the Saints, welcome to the last 16. 14th versus 19th, Leicester City versus Bournemouth. Come on, Bournemouth, please, man. You gotta win this one. Yes! Cliver in the 106th minute. Bournemouth is in the round of 16. Leicester City, the Foxes, are going home. The third play-in match, it is 15th place Forest versus 18th place in Everton for a spot in the last 16. Forest is eliminated and Everton will be there. Only 1 more spot remains in the round of 16, and it will go to either Fulham, who finished in 16th, or Brentford, who finished in 17th. 1 match to decide it, and it will go to Fulham. The Cottagers are moving on. 4 clubs eliminated, 16 clubs remain. Now we got 2 sides of the bracket, the left side and the right side. On the left side of the bracket, it will be first versus 20th. Arsenal will face Southampton. Wolves, who finished a surprising 8th, will take on 9th place West Ham United. 3rd place Liverpool will go up against 18th finisher in Everton, and then 6th place Manchester United will take on the 11th place Brighton. Then on the right side of the bracket, it will be 2nd place Manchester City, and they have a date with my club Bournemouth. Bournemouth is done. 7th place Chelsea will take on 10th place Crystal Palace. 4th place Spurs will take on 17th place in Fulham, and then it'll be 5th versus 12th Newcastle versus Aston Villa. Let's get it popping, guys, starting with the left side of the bracket. 1st versus 20th, Arsenal versus Southampton. A very favorable matchup for Arsenal, and they should progress, and they do progress. Archer made it 2-1, but Arsenal are in the quarterfinals. This one is a bit trickier, though. It is 8th versus 9th, W versus W, Wolves versus West Ham for a spot in the quarterfinals. The last 8, dude, Wolves are on a tear. Wolves are on a run. West Ham is gone. Wolves in the last 8. Let's go. 3rd versus 18th, Liverpool taking on Everton. Once again, a very favorable matchup for Liverpool against Everton, who qualified via the play-in. It should be Liverpool. If the Premier League was in this format, Liverpool would be eliminated in the round of 16. It's Everton that is moving on in extra time. Everton beating Liverpool was a massive shock, but now we gotta finish off the left side of the bracket. Brighton versus Manchester United, 6th versus 11th for a spot in the round of 8. Manchester United is gone as well. Baleba in the 21st minute, and then Brighton held on. They defended and they got the clean sheet and eliminated Man United. I would absolutely love the Premier League if it was in this format. Well, let's go to the right side of the bracket. 2nd place Manchester City versus AFC Bournemouth, who finished in 19th and qualified via the playoffs. We stand no chance. There's no chance we're winning this game. On penalties! Up the cherries! Up the cherries! Stunner after stunner, guys. 7th versus 10th. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. For a spot on the round of 8, it will be Chelsea. The Blues are moving on. Spurs, who finished in 4th, are taking on 17th place Fulham. They are very tricky. They qualified via the play-on by beating Brentford. Can they continue this journey, or will it be Spurs in the last state? Oh, Fulham, I mean, you gotta give it to them. They stayed in it, but Spurs won it on pens. The last round of 16 affair for the last spot in the round of 8, the quarterfinals. 5th place Newcastle United taking on 12th place Aston Villa. I wouldn't underestimate any of these clubs, and I wouldn't be shocked if one of them progressed. Whichever one it will be Newcastle United. Kind of disappointed with Aston Villa, not gonna lie to you guys. So we got 8 clubs that remain in our Premier League, Champions League format. 4 on the left side of the bracket, 4 on the right side of the bracket. On the left side of the bracket, it will be Arsenal that will take on Wolves, and then Everton will take on Brighton. That is actually hilarious. And on the right side, it will be Bournemouth versus Chelsea. I don't know how we beat Manchester City. I'm glad that we did. That was our final. If we lose to Chelsea, whatever. And then a very tasty quarterfinal matchup in Spurs versus Newcastle United. Back to the left side of the bracket we go. Arsenal versus Wolves. Wolves have made quite the run. Can they continue this run? I mean, they gotta beat Arsenal. That is a very tough ask. They almost did it, but almost is not good enough. 2 on Arsenal. Arsenal is in the last 4. And the other matchup on the left side of the bracket, it is Brighton versus Everton. Everton, imagine they get to the semifinals. They finished in 18th in the regular season, qualified via the playoffs, somehow beat out Liverpool. Now they gotta face Brighton. They're 1 win away from the last 4. Can they do it? Yes, they can. Everton for sure have been the fairy tale story of this video so far, unless Bournemouth beats Chelsea next. So now the right side of the bracket, I personally think Bournemouth's run, it ends here. Chelsea is pretty good on paper, man, and they probably should win this one. Yeah, unfortunately, that is the end of the road for Bournemouth, but you know what? We beat Manchester City, man. I am happy with that. Let's find our last semi-finalist, shall we? Spurs versus Newcastle United, 4th versus 5th, and it will go to Newcastle. Spurs are gone. I was gonna say anyone could win, and it was Newcastle. Newcastle in the semi-finals, the last 4. 4 clubs remain, 2 semi-finals. Arsenal versus an incredible achievement by Everton. That's gonna be 1 semi-final, and the other semi-final, it will be Chelsea versus Newcastle United, guys. One of these 4 clubs is going to win the Premier League. I'm really not sure how I'm gonna react if Arsenal loses to Everton and Everton makes it to the final. Let's see what happens here. Dude. Congratulations, Everton, man. You didn't make it to the final, but what an incredible run. And also a big congratulations to the Gunners, man. They're gonna be in the final trying to win the Prem. So let's find out who Arsenal will face in the Premier League final. Chelsea or Newcastle, 7th versus 5th. 1 match to get to this final. On penalties, it went to Newcastle United. Enzo missed the pen, and Newcastle. What a run by Newcastle as well, man. They are 1 match away from winning the Premier League. This should be a final of all finals. It is Arsenal versus Newcastle United at Wembley Stadium for all the Premier League glory. Arsenal kick off with the ball, and let me know down in the comments, guys, how would you feel if the Premier League was in this format with the league phase, then obviously the play-in matches, the knockout fixtures, and then eventually a 1-match final to crown the winner? It's something completely different, right? Something that we've never seen before, so it's extremely exciting as Arsenal is going forward. But Trippier will just pass it back to Pope. Can Newcastle United really take the Premier League trophy down in this video? They had a real good run. They beat some good teams, but right now it is time for them to do the business and come up clutch. Can they do it? Or maybe can Arsenal do it? Can Arsenal finally win the Premier League if it was in this type of format? Livramento going forward for Newcastle. It's all Newcastle so far. Tonali, Joe Linton, Gordon. Newcastle's got some very dangerous players like Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isak. What did I just say? They got quality players, and it is Gordon to Isak 15 minutes in, and Newcastle United is 1 step closer to lifting the Premier League trophy. Oh, Arsenal is doing it to themselves once again. They finished 1st in the Premier League table in the regular season. They had a pretty easy run to get to this final. Probably Newcastle is the toughest opponent they faced, and they are down 1-0. I mean, we've played 20 minutes, so there's plenty of time still remaining, but they really got to pick up their pants here, and they really got to gotta come up clutch, and this man right here has to do it. Nick Pope, though, saves an incredible shot from Havertz. Then it'll go to Calafiori. Calafiori operating, trying to find Trossard. Another shot, and Pope saves once again. Arsenal have responded after conceding, but can they respond with actually scoring? Trippier will get it out. As far as Odegaard, Saliba, Marino, Pope, 3 saves in a row. Pope is keeping Newcastle in this. They've taken the early lead, and now they're just maybe holding on. I don't know. They got to play a lot of defense, man. 41 minutes have been played. Still 1-0 here for Newcastle United. Gabriel, Marino in the midfield. Out wide to Saka. Is there a goal on the cards in the first half for Arsenal? Is there another goal on the cards for Newcastle United in the first half? Ben White going forward. 1 minute of stoppage time given, but the ref is letting them play. Should blow the whistle now, and he does. Arsenal, they conceded. They responded well. They just can't find that equalizer. 45 for Arsenal to find that equalizer, or Newcastle United will be crowned the Premier League champions of the 24-25 season. What an incredible accomplishment that'll be. And Isak will have another go, and it's just wide. I guess it would be a major accomplishment for both sides. You know what I mean? Arsenal is looking for that Premier League title. Newcastle has been, smelling it for the last couple of years. They've achieved some very high finishes, qualified for the Champions League. I mean, it would be just an extraordinary achievement for both clubs, and one of them will achieve that today, but which club will it be? I'm not sure. So far, it's looking like it's Newcastle. Oh, Isak off the bar, and it's headed in by Gordon. How does Gordon get in and get that rebound? Unacceptable defending from Arsenal, man. Isak hits the bar, and then Gordon out-jumps Gabriel and Ben White. Look at this. He out-jumps them both and somehow puts it into the empty net. Newcastle 2, Arsenal 0. Arsenal is in major trouble. Honestly, I mean, Arsenal haven't been bad. They really haven't. They've created so many opportunities. They just can't get the ball past Pope, man. Player of the match so far for Newcastle, has made so many incredible saves. Saka. But Arsenal is not going to quit. There it goes into the box. Cher will get it out. Tonali will get it out. As far as Marino, I mean, Arsenal, they need a goal. They need a goal now. 67 minutes already have been played. Kai Havertz. Blocked by Botman. Incredible defense, incredible goalkeeping. Harvey Barnes will be coming on for Miguel Almiron here in the 70th minute, as Saka will take this corner. In the box it goes. Anyone there? Yes, Calafiori. Pope again. Pope is having a game, man. Wow. Arsenal is doing everything. Shot Nick Pope. Miraculous saves. Save after save after save from Pope. Look at the shots. 6-2. Newcastle has only had 2 shots and they scored them both. Arsenal, 6 incredible opportunities, and Pope has saved them all. Barnes will collect it nicely. He'll go into the corner, drop it off to Livramento. In the box it goes. Back post, Trippier. Beautiful from Newcastle here. Saliba will intercept. Panic mode for Arsenal here. 89 minutes. I think they're gonna run out of time, guys. 1 minute left. It's a throw-in for Newcastle United. Only a minute left of stoppage time. Botman will go long. That's it! Arsenal, the favorite. They go to the final. They lose the final to 5th place Newcastle United 2-0. Alexander Isak, Gordon with that miraculous finish. How he out-jumped Gabriel and Ben White, I have no idea. The Premier League in the new Champions League format provides a shock, provides a stunner, provides an eye-opener, as Newcastle United will lift the Premier League trophy. The captain, Bruno Guimaraes, will come up, but the main man, the man of the match for me, even though Bruno's lifting this trophy, it is Nick Pope. Nick Pope was brilliant. He was absolutely outstanding. How many saves did he make, my friends? He kept Newcastle in it, and they clutched it up for him. Take care of yourselves, my friends. Take care of each other. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button if you do enjoy this type of content. It is incredibly fun to make. If you have any other cool ideas that you want to see on the channel, please comment them down below and we'll be sure to do them. Give it up to Newcastle. Arsenal was very disappointing. Newcastle was phenomenal. Peace, 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 peace. Congratulations to all you Newcastle fans. Peace!